Hello everyone, this is Rand here again, another episode of Professional Farmer 2014, and we are playing on the American map where it is raining. And just before I started the recording, it was a nice sunny day, and all of a sudden, like a couple seconds before I started the recording, it started raining. So, yeah, anyway. We got a nice field of ripe grass here. Grown grass, I guess. Not really ripe grass. That sounds bad, but let's see here. Attachment down. And start mowing. Off screen, I went ahead and fertilized the fields we have. So the fields are already fertilized, and I advanced, the seasons until we got the grass nice and ripe here. So, and our cows are definitely in need of it. So, which I don't think they actually have any left. Yes, zero hay. So they're definitely going to want some hay. Wow, that's dark looking. It's interesting. I wonder if this mower works on corn. No, it doesn't. Good. It's probably actually a good thing. Yeah, I figure we'll mow across the front of this field here once or twice. And then I'll start going up and down it. Gets a little tight there by that barn when you start turning around, so... And I'm hoping this should be enough grass to fill up the grass, or the hay for the cows, I would think. I'm hoping, obviously to fill up the cows, so that would be 30,000, and maybe we can have the wagon thingy full, too, so hopefully we'll get about 40,000 or so. Not sure if we'll get that much or not, but we'll see once, obviously. Yeah, the hay really looks dark for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm thinking maybe just a lighting issue, maybe? I'll have to say, I think the rain in this game looks a lot more dark and rainy than Farming Sim does, but I'm thinking there's maybe like a lighting issue with that hay or something, why it's kind of dark, but I don't know. Of course, maybe we shouldn't be doing it in the rain either. That might not be the best, but I don't think the game is smart enough to realize that. I don't know. Maybe it is, but I doubt it. Yeah, real life, you never mow your grass in the rain like this. This would be bad. Depends on the rain, I guess. You get like a little light shower, just a quick shower, and it's done and over with. That wouldn't be the end of the world, but good old rain shower, yeah, that would be good. And speed we're going, we can mow this grass pretty quickly, too. Now, this is probably a little quick for real life. I mean, whoa, that was a bad one there. I'm not sure what happened there, but might be a little quick for real life. But real life, you guys ever see a field get mowed, them farmers are booking. I'm not sure how fast they're going exactly, but depends on the mower, too. Newer type mowers. Yeah, I know I've seen farmers really move with them, so... I know the older style mowers, it was a little bit a slower operation. Oh, we still got the money out of the cows and the... Well, obviously the hens yet, but the cows, we still got the money out of them. Even though they don't have any food. Poor cows. Expect them to produce and they don't even have any food. Yeah, like I said, we should be remedying that very shortly. Don't plan on baling any of this unless, you know, I've say got leftovers, but oh, let's see what's here. What do we got for comments from last episode? You know what I need is a GPS mod right about now. That'd be nice. Definitely making a mess of this field, that's for sure. Well, I shouldn't say I'm necessarily making a mess. It was that really bad. I don't know what that was, like a bump I had there. That really messed me up. I've got this like funny spot in the middle. Oh, like I said, what do we got for comments? Richie was saying he has a lot of crashes, like when he picks up bales. Oh. Yeah, I don't think the game probably doesn't like me going this fast. I think I've mowed this fast before. I'm trying to recall if I've... Yeah, I think it was on the other fields, though. Yeah, it sounds like he's getting them, you know, the message, you know, the game has quit or stopped responding or something like that. I forget the exact wording of that message. But yeah, the one I had last time was actually my graphics card driver had stopped responding, so I don't think it was actually the game's fault there. It could have been, hard to say, but like I said, I've been having some issues with that overall here the last couple weeks. Been having issues with the graphics card driver stop responding. So actually I updated it here after I recorded the last episode of Professional Farmer. I updated my graphics card driver. Well, it wasn't terribly out of date. It wasn't the most up to date. I'm usually pretty quick to update. Make sure I got the latest, greatest versions. So I don't necessarily update every time, but usually not more than a couple driver versions behind. So yeah, so far I have not had any issues with the newest driver version. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Hopefully it'll be better. The issue popped up after I'd updated the last driver version, so that's, I'm thinking that might be what the issue was, maybe? I'm not sure. Like I said, time will tell. And it hasn't been just Professional Farmer that's been crashing on me either. I've had farming simulators crashed, probably at least half a dozen times on me now. So, it's not the only game that's been crashing on me. And not just games either. Sometimes it'll... playing a YouTube video or something, the graphics card driver will stop responding. Oh, my screens go blank. It's like, oh crap. Okay, I think that is, will do it for the field. Now, according to the map thing, I apparently have missed little bits and pieces here. Doesn't look like nothing major, though. Kind of hard to tell with the rain going here. Looks like I missed a pretty good strip here. That might, yeah, I might want to get that. And I thought yes, okay. That probably wasn't worth getting. Okay. Let's grab the pickup wagon here, and then we'll start picking this stuff up. I guess on the way back down the field, I'll grab the little bits and pieces I missed here. Like I said, definitely need a front end mower. That would be nice. Actually, you know what? I do not want to fold it. Well, okay. I guess I'll fold it. I was just going to say, wait a minute. I probably don't actually want to fold it. It's nicer to leave this sitting without it, or with it unfolded. Yeah, so far I've not had too much trouble with this game crashing. I think that was maybe my third crash. Third or fourth crash, I'm going to say. It hasn't been too bad so far. Hopefully it stays that way. Of course, you know, as we advance farther in the game, we might find more errors. I kind of would expect that, but hopefully not. I got a comment from Michael as well. He was saying lupin apparently is a repair crop. Now that I kind of actually knew that. I'm just not sure exactly what. Yeah, it gives the soil a break. He says returns the nutrients. And yeah, from what he's saying, it sounds like that's actually how the game implements it as well. So that's kind of interesting. There's no silo for it. You know what? I never noticed that. Let's see here. I don't think I've actually ever used the silos. Not sure if there's anything in there or not. Yeah, I pretty much just take all the crops and sell them right away. So I do have the silos here that I could obviously upgrade if I wanted to. Wheat, corn, barley, rape, pea, and soy. Oh yes, there is no lupin. Interesting. Now, I have done lupin in the game before, so unless it changed, you always could sell it and made halfway decent money off of it, so not sure if that's changed or not. Okay, start gathering hay. Yeah, that reminds me, maybe sometime I should upgrade my silos and maybe just use them to see how it works. But yeah, like I said, I pretty much just take the crops and sell them. It's not like Farming Sim where you have a PDA, you can look at the prices and okay, it's really bad, so we better wait. No idea what the prices are here, so pretty much just sell them straight up. Now, as for the cow poo we spread on our fields, I did check. Maybe I should check again, but it still was applied to the field, so I'm assuming we did it at the right time period. Or maybe it don't make a difference either, that's possible. But at the very least it still shows as 100%, so that is good. Definitely taking a little while longer to fill up than the other field. Of course, that field is slightly bigger. Oh, what else do we got? Oh, Michael was asking that I didn't give much info on my computer. Apparently it says on Windows 8 it must crash quite a bit, so run it in Windows 7 compatibility mode. Well, I actually am running Windows 7, so I don't have that issue with Windows 8. Yeah, I never have upgraded to Windows 8 yet. From what I've heard, Windows 7 is still the better for games, so that's kind of why I've stuck with Windows 7. Now, I did have Windows 8 on my laptop for a while, but that was a trial version. And then I happened to buy a new hard drive for my laptop, so rather than putting that back on, I just went with the Windows 7. Which I already owned, so I didn't have to buy another copy of Windows 8. Probably should sometime, but I know they've come out with Windows 8.1 now, which definitely adds some improvements, including the start menu, which kind of, I think, was missing. Definitely a good improvement, I think, there. As far as the computer I'm actually recording the games on, yeah, like I said, Windows 7, got a 500 gig SSD hard drive. Got a GTX 590 graphics card. It's liquid cooled, so. And CPU, I don't recall exactly what I got. Again, the exact numbers. It's the 6 core at, I believe it's 3.3 gigahertz Intel CPU. Running a Gigabyte motherboard. Again, I don't remember exactly what the model number that is. And I've got 32 gigs of RAM on it, so I'm not hurting for RAM. Probably wouldn't have gotten that much RAM except that they had a sale on it back when I got my computer, and the price of the 32 versus the 16 was like 20 bucks more, so it's like, well, that's kind of a duh. Not that I need another 16 gigs extra, mind you, but probably don't even use a quarter of what the RAM I have already, but ooh, that was close to the pole. Yeah, I definitely don't think we're going to get as much grass as I was hoping for off this field. It's just me, but I didn't think it took that much to fill this wagon up. Oh, let's see, what else? Any other good computer specs? I think that was everything. Graphics, said 590, 32 gigs of RAM, Intel CPU, got the 6-core one. I'll have to say that is a nice CPU, lots of power there. I don't have any trouble rendering up any videos. Render up, actually, I'd like to say it's faster than real time, so normally it, you know, if I record a half-hour video, I think it's about 20 minutes, I'd like to say, to render up a video, which isn't too bad. Okay, and we're full. Cows will be happy to hear that, I'm sure. And the one advantage I have of rendering up my videos, I'm using the hardware encoding, so it's actually probably not even working off the CPU. That's not exactly sure what it's using. Actually, I changed that. I know it is using the CPU, because if you look at Task Manager, the CPU is, you know, really working. But I'm guessing it's also using the graphics card. Oh, that would help. It's like, why is this empty? Wrong one. Yeah, here I was, you know, talking about silos earlier, so I'm thinking silos for some reason. Let's try this instead. There we go. Yep, automatically unloads, don't have to do anything, so yeah, my next upgrade for my computer will probably be the graphics card. We'll see once maybe about the time Farming Sim 15 comes out. I'll probably make the decision then if I need a new one or not. So far, current graphics card is having no issues really, so of course the 590 is a beast of a card, so also play like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Pretty much, Battlefield 4 I don't think is on maximum settings, but it's pretty high if I remember correctly. Battlefield 3 maximum settings, no problem, so and of course I liquid cool it, so I could actually overclock it if I wanted. It is a super clocked model to begin with, I believe, so it actually does have a somewhat higher clock than the normal ones. Actually, I have to look. I don't remember exactly what the clock speeds are, at least compared to the the normally clocked one, anyway. Nice thing about the liquid cooling, my graphics card usually runs in the 35 to 39 Celsius category. I previously had a GTX 295. Again, that was an absolute beast of a card. That thing would actually run, if I got it going, that was air-cooled, I had an air-cooled one. I could actually run that at about 90 Celsius. Sometimes even higher, sometimes you get 95, 99 Celsius. Which was, yeah, that's just ridiculously hot. Didn't seem to affect it though, it seemed to handle the heat just fine, which always kind of surprised me. It's like, ooh, you start getting that hot, that don't seem right or good, but... And for those who are not familiar with the GTX 295, it actually had a dual board design. At least the one I had was a dual board design. It's definitely an expensive card back in its day. I think I got a used one from somewhere. I don't remember where again. It's like half the price of a new one, so pretty good deal, I thought. At least at the time, anyway. And yeah, towards the end of the life of that card, I actually did end up liquid cooling that one as well. Bought the dual cooler for it, liquid cooler for it. Of course, that dropped the temps of that card right down to nothing. It didn't matter how hard that card worked. Same thing with my current cards as well. It doesn't really matter how hard they work. They don't usually go up more than a couple degrees. So, nice thing about liquid cooling, pretty much maintains a constant temperature. Same thing with this CPU. Maintains some pretty constant temperatures there. I've got 4 120mm radiators. Technically, I always say 4 of them. I've got a 3x120 and a 1/120, so combined total of 4 120s radiators. As far as I know, I don't think the mic picks up the sound of my computer. You can definitely hear it when it's on, at least I can, but I don't think the mic picks it up. At least not that I can tell anyway. It's another plus about the liquid cooling. Maintains some pretty quiet computers. Actually, my original liquid cooled computer was actually very quiet. You could barely even hear when it turned on. The noisiest part in the computer then was actually the power supply fan. And I actually ended up switching that out too for a much quieter fan, so barely even hear it when it turned on. Yeah, that was all well and good until I had a liquid cooling leak which dripped down into my power supply. The thing went off like a gunshot. You're ringing my ears for about 2 days after that. That's how loud that was. Ridiculous. And unfortunately, it wasn't even my fault, really, for the liquid cooling leak. It was actually leaking out of the CPU block. Whoever made or put together the CPU block did not install the seal in it correctly. Now, I didn't see that when I put it in or installed it or anything. Ended up having to take it apart, and oh yeah, sure enough, whoever put the seal in didn't have it in the channel correctly, and it was actually leaking. It was a very slow leak, so unfortunately I did not actually catch it in time. It actually dribbled down onto my graphics card. Surprisingly, it did not wreck my graphics card. My graphics card was perfectly fine. It actually dripped from the graphics card into the power supply, and that was it. So unfortunately I did have to get another power supply. And did not I just put some grass in here? That's the right one, right? Yes, I think I'm at the right one. Not at the silo one this time. It says it's got it. As long as it says it has it, I'm happy. I'm not sure why it's not showing it in there. It's got something to do with the rain. I don't know. Maybe I broke something. That's interesting. Actually, more than 20,000 in there too. Yeah. Anyway, my power supply fried. I had to get another power supply, which they aren't too cheap, at least not the one that I got. I had an 850 before, I got another 850 watt. And I like the modular power supply, so I always get a modular one. Really keeps your cables a little more organized, I guess you could say. You don't have to have the ones you don't need in. And yeah, I'm still running the stock fan in that power supply yet. That's actually the most noisiest part of my current computer. Yeah, my method of determining what's making the noise, I just stick my finger in there and stop the fan, and okay, nope, that did not quiet it down at all. Try the next fan, keep going on, and yep. Stick the fan, or stick a finger down in the power supply, and stop that fan, yep. All of a sudden it's nice and quiet, so that's definitely the culprit. Now, I probably wouldn't necessarily advise you folks doing that, sticking your finger down in your power supply. It's okay if you just touch the fan, but definitely don't stick it any farther. There's some serious voltage in most computer power supplies, so... Yeah, the pity of it, my power supply actually was probably technically under warranty yet, so I might have been able to convince them to do some warranty replacement or repair work on it. As long as I hadn't told them, you know, water dropped into it, maybe I could have gotten away with it. But because I had changed out the fan, which resulted in me breaking the do not break seal, yeah, pretty much screwed over because of that. Yeah, I'm still not particularly happy about that, you know, considering it really wasn't my fault. I technically hadn't done anything wrong. All my fittings were in properly, had all the clamps, you know, good and tight. Nothing leaking there. Yep, got wrecked just because the whoever put my CPU block together for the liquid didn't put the seal in correctly. I don't recall off the top of my head who made it or where I even got it anymore, but... And nice thing about the liquid coolant, I'm still using all the same components. I've pretty much moved them from computer to computer, so still using the same original CPU cooler. Haven't had to upgrade that yet. Still fits the same CPU socket. And yeah, my current graphics card actually came with the copper block built in, so I didn't actually have to install that, which is nice. I've got an EVGA GTX 590 edition, actually the classified edition, and they can't, no, classified hydro copper edition I think was the technical name for it. So it came with a hydro copper block already installed. So as far as the 590 goes, I'm definitely a few generations behind in current graphics cards. But, you know, generally speaking, until I see a reason to upgrade, I'm not going to bother. You know, currently this game runs fine. For the most part, Farming Sim runs just fine. It's usually dependent on the mods that kind of get me in trouble in Farming Sim, so... Pretty much until I get a game that'll prevent my current graphics card from keeping up, I intend on keeping it. Or unless something else goes wrong with it. Definitely always a possibility, I guess. Yeah, I was just looking, I did not put the cow manure on this field, so I'm not sure if it'd make a difference with the grass or not. kind of intend on testing that before I do any more manure spreading. Like I said, this field over here does not have it, and the field on the opposite side does, so kind of curious to see if there will be a difference or not. Ah, interesting. I'm not sure what happened to the grass pile in here. It seems to have disappeared. Now, used to be it'd fill up these troughs here as well, but I don't see that happening either, so. Now that, folks, I think we'll call it an episode there. Looks like I actually still have some in there. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. Yep, folks, have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching. Till next time.